I find that customers and vendors and investors, so really all the stakeholders in startup success, love recurring billing for very much the same reasons. You know, for a customer, I've got budget predictability. I can put it in my operating budget versus a capital budget, so it's easy for me to get it approved. And if I don't like the service, I can turn it off, which keeps the vendors accountable. For vendors, they love it because it's more predictable for knowing the lifetime value of a customer. It's less lumpy, business is coming in periodically over time versus a big lump once a quarter. So it's just a more predictable way to run the business. And for investors, that kind of predictability and certainty and knowing how much a customer is worth over time really helps de-risk the investment decision. So for all of those reasons, I find that all stakeholders prefer recurring billing. SaaS startups need to be data-driven, and the reason is that most SaaS startups acquire very large user bases, and you're not actually out talking to each individual user. So the only way for you to fine-tune your product or service over time and really understand who the customer is and how best to serve them is to measure every single aspect of their interactions with your site and application. So that it starts at the very base level with Google Analytics to understand visitors to your site and where they come from, but once they've actually signed up, to have deep analytics inside the application itself to understand what parts they are using for how long, to understand referral and all of the aspects of how they use the service and how they pay you money. And what I find over time is that the best SaaS startups build custom in-house data analytics that are particular to their use case and base all of their decisions from new product features, which channels to use to acquire users, to pricing decisions based on data versus opinions or hunch. There's no one method that goes into the pricing decision for a SaaS startup. There are many factors, qualitative and quantitative. The first and most important is the benefit that you provide to your customers. If it's a hard benefit, you can charge more. So if you're saving tangible money or enabling your customers to generate revenue, you can charge more. If it's a soft benefit, such as saving time, you charge less. Then you need to look at your positioning. Are you going after kind of the higher end rich customers, in which case you can charge more? Or are you going after mass market, in which case you can afford to charge less because you're going to make it up in volume? Then you need to look at how you acquire customers. If you're leveraging sort of free or low cost online channels, you can afford to charge less. If you have a big expensive sales force, then you need to charge more. And so that ultimately rolls into, between staff and marketing programs, what does it cost me to acquire a customer? And ultimately, if it costs, say, $50, you want to be charging enough so that that equates to no more than 6 months of your revenue. I feel that prepayment is really important for SaaS vendors for really two reasons. First, and obviously, is cash flow. If my customer's paying me $10 a month versus paying me $120 up front, that just makes my cash flow easier to manage. But the most important reason is it really is a great proxy for the fact that you've built a product that the market wants. If customers are trusting you enough to actually pull out their credit card and prepay for a full year, it means that you've really solved their problems and they really trust, first of all, the application and second of all, you as a vendor. So it's a really important financing strategy for, I think, all SaaS startups.